Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of It's About Time. I'm your host Drew, and I'm here for episode 92 on the island of Bermuda. My partner in crime, Jared, isn't with me today because, as you can tell, I'm sick. Because he got me sick, I threw away his boarding pass, and it was no ships ahoy, big boy for him. So I'm here doing this alone for you today. And please apologize, I'm not able to get to all the content I previously wanted to because of my sickness. I wasn't able to get into Hamilton to take video yesterday. But we still got plenty of good stuff for you right now. And my main episode today is on the watches you can get in Bermuda. That's a double-edged question here because you can get them two ways when you go sailing like I did on the Royal Caribbean Anthem on the Seas. You can either get it on the boat or you can get it from Bermuda itself. First off, let's talk about what's on the wrist. To set up for this cruise today, I wore my JLC Duomatic, which has 2 time zones, if you can see it there, even with the dark backlight, because if you're going to go on vacation, if Bermuda's 1 hour ahead of New Jersey, it just makes sense. Shows both of them, very easy to read. Now, what watches can we get for you in Bermuda? Well, there's 3 main ports that people stop in Bermuda. St. George's, Hamilton, Royal Navy Dockyard. St. George's, not going to have any watches for you. They're a historic town. All the businesses and shops have moved out of there. They've moved into the capital of Hamilton. And Hamilton is the current capital today, as St. George's used to be the old capital. What Hamilton does bring you is 3 stores on Front Street once you get there. The first one is more of a pawn shop that services in older watches or pre-owned watches. The last 2 have all the big boy brands. The first one you would see would be the center one. As soon as you get dropped off on Front Street, it has a huge Rolex engraving right outside in front. You can't miss it. And inside that is even a bigger store that houses the rest of the brands. So yes, they do have all the watches you can imagine. And I'm going to be showing you the clips that I've done here at St. George's later on in the episode today. But a lot of those watches are also found in Hamilton, such as Rolex, Omega, Hublot, Bulgari, Tissot, Longines, Cartier. They have Fendi. There's a lot of different brands that they do have, and what they're known for is Bremont, which Bermuda loves to brag about. The fact that they do have a company called Bremont. It's a little 10-year-old company that specializes in chronometers. Started about 15 years ago. They started releasing them about 10 years ago onto the market by 2 brothers, and like I said, they are very proud of that brand. And if you do like that 30s, 40s aviation look, I suggest you look into that. But they do have plenty of watch brands there. Tag Heuer, Zenith, you name it, they got it. So you definitely want to go searching in Hamilton if you want the big boy watch brands. Also, you can get the watch brands in right here where I'm standing right now, which is the Royal Navy Dockyard, okay, also called King's Wharf in the olden days. I will show you King's Wharf. Let me show you exactly the 2 places that you can get the watches at, which I will show you right now. So here is King's Wharf. Okay. Now I'm going to zoom in to 2 places, and now you can see them, okay? You can see what we're looking at right now is the Clock Tower Mall, which is pretty much the only mall in Bermuda. A very old mall. And inside there, right about there, is a place called Cresson, and they specialize in different watch brands, but they're more the lower end type watch brands like Citizen and Citizen, like Timex, Casio, those type of brands. They do have a store in Hamilton that does have their main claim to fame, which is Ulysse Nardine, one of my favorites. But they don't have that store here. I wasn't able to find it in Hamilton yesterday, so you'd have to go and find, if you were interested in Ulysse Nardine, where to look that up and where they're located there in Hamilton. But they have all the common brands that you would expect to find, Movado and Victorinox, brands like that, that most people always have on their list. Further down, over here, right next to that mall, you're going to see a building right over there, and you can't see it too well from here, but that is the retail store for the islands called Diamonds International. I don't know how familiar anybody is with Diamonds International, but Diamonds International is the Carribean and Bermuda's biggest chain jewelry retailer. You're going to be seeing more about them when Dave and I talk about them when I go a couple months into the Caribbean and we go explore them further. But just wanted to give you a little heads up on what that they sell as well, because they're the main game in town if you want to watch and you want to go get it at the Royal Navy Dockyard. And I have, like I told you earlier, I have footage of that, and I have footage of Chris-On, which I'll show you right after we're done here, so you can see a little example of what they have. And they also have big boys like Zenith and Pizzulo and Rolex and Omega and Breitling. They got a few odd and end brands that you normally don't see anywhere, like Philip Stein, which their claim to fame is sleeping better if you wear their watch. They also have Fendi. They also have the smaller brands as well, the less expensive ones like Seiko and Citizen, and they also have Tissot and Longines. So you get, and Cartier. So you have plenty of selection in these types of trade retail stores like Diamonds International. The good part is they have plenty of selection right there. I was very tempted yesterday in Hamilton to buy an Omega Speedmaster, one I had been looking at, but I didn't like the way the quickset worked, and it was a good thing I was able to try it, because if I had bought it online, that would really piss me off. I would have had to return it. The second thing is the fact that when you go to these stores, you can buy it tax-free, duty-free, and 15% off their retail. That's what they advertise. They can't really compete with Joma Shop, eBay, AuthenticWatches.com, stuff like that. Usually you always have them cheaper because they can mark them on discount, whereas chain stores like this really don't have that advantage. But they do have a big selection, and like I said, if you want to pick up a watch there, that would be amazing in terms of the selection that they do have. So, I've now pretty much given you an overall view of the watches in Bermuda. Now the question is, are they any better on the boat? Well, I'm sailing on Anthem of the Seas right now from Royal Caribbean, and Anthem of the Seas has a couple of different stores as well that you could buy. And the advantages of buying it on the boat, again, they could run some sales. Again, you're tax and duty free, and each watch, it all depends. I mean, Anthem of the Seas has their typical stuff that you can buy, like Invicta and Bulova and Citizen and the regular brands like that. But they also have a lot of high-end luxury brands, such as Hublot and Bulgari share a retail store at the end of the boat. And what you're going to see is footage I took the other day as well. I panned around quickly to show you some of the watch selection that they have in their store. And they have a lot of big boys as well. They have pre-owned Rolex, they have Omega, they have like I told you, Bulgarian Hugo, but that's in the other store. They have the Gigi coat, they have Longines, they have Tissot. So they got a wide variety, Tag Heuer, stuff like that, all over. And the selection was actually very, very impressive to me as I went through it. And I'm seeing all these brands like Cartier and so forth. And they got a pretty wide selection as well. So buying it on the boat or buying it in Bermuda, pretty much a toss-up on this cruise, price-wise. In terms of value-wise, what watch you like better. And there are quite a selection both in Bermuda and on the Royal Caribbean cruise line to let you know that these watches have. And frankly, I think you'll be very, very impressed with what you find. So thanks for sticking with me today, guys. And the fact that I'm still sick, so sorry I don't sound like I normally do. Please like, subscribe, send us your opinions and thoughts on future episodes. As always, Jared, in reference to your challenge, of course I'll take it. I'm not going to back down on that. And you should know better on what watch I'm going to wear because it is my most accurate one in my collection, and I do like to win in terms of accuracy. So both of his thought patterns on the last episode were incorrect. The watch I will be wearing to combat his Hamilton is my Omega 8500 coaxial movement. So, guys, please stay tuned for the following footage of what I took today here at the Navy Port and what I took a couple days ago in the footage of what's on Royal Caribbean. I thank you for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you again on another episode of It's About Time. There's a little bonus footage for you. I'm at Diamonds International at the Royal Navy Dockyard, and here's the brands that they offer here in this Diamonds International. As you can see here, quite a selection, known for their Crown of Light and the Diamond Realm. And let's see if I can bring you in for a little sneak peek. Start over here with Bolivar. Moving over to Philip Stein. Of course, they're known for their claim to fame with making you sleep better watch. They have Movado. More Philip Stein over here. Nice big selection of them, actually. Bomberg is something you really only see in the islands. Interesting watch. I have Hamilton. Jared would be salivating right now. His favorite brand currently. And you have your Fendi. Here's the crazy carrots I was talking about. So there's your line of Fendi. Tag Heuer, very popular down in this part. Hugo. Here's your Creole Rolexes. Of course, they have a huge selection of Bulgari.
Similar to the ring. A lot going on.
Zenith.
A lot going on. You don't pay anything down for me?
And Bremont, which I talked about earlier today as well. So as you can see, guys, a lot going on over here in Diamonds International. And again, just a nice little sneak peek of what's available here at the Royal Navy Dockyard. Okay, we'll stay in touch. Stay tuned for the next clip on the boat. And I'll see you in a bit. Store in the Royal Navy Dockyard I just want to show you is Christen, which does boast the Lise Nardine collection at their store in Hamilton. We're at the Royal Navy Dockyard. So in this store they have Philip Stein, Movado, Victorinox, Bolivar, and Citizen. But if you are in the market for something less expensive, they would be another nice selection over there as well. And like I said, we're at the Royal Clock Tower Mall, and that is crisp. What you're looking at is regalia.
你要坚持的话，我说不定还能找一个人帮你解，你懂我的意思吗？这个呢，这个呢，这看。
And the selection they have. JLC, Cartier, Longines, more JLC, Tag Heuer, Omega,
Yes, ma'am. Oh, exactly. 35
Frederic Constant,
Leave me go. Okay, let me walk around. Good luck.
Lotto, Pizzulo,
No. I know it's meant for you.
Force Road.
Best of luck. Thank you. Yeah, no problem.
You want to take a picture? All here, available on the shelf.